without further ado, let's move on to
Okay.
the last phase of well, actually ain't even the last phase, man. We going into the post fight prediction, and then we're gonna go into we're gonna talk some boxing news real quick, man. But
Okay.
the upcoming fight this weekend, man. We gotta touch on it, man. With the weekly Lions Den roundup, man. We're gonna touch on, what I'm saying, the
Okay.
hottest fight coming up this weekend.
Mhm.
And this weekend, I would say that we got the fight of the decade. You know what I'm saying? Coming up this weekend, man. This is one of the hottest fights in the welterweight division. It's Undisputed, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's excited about it. And everybody can't wait, man. Myself, man, I can't wait. I'm going to have a fight party, bro. It's going to be lit. And it's just, this is what boxing needs, man. Boxing right now is in a beautiful space. And, fans right now, man, we just, oh man, we just getting pampered, you know what I'm saying, with the boxing that's been going on this year, man. We done already
Yes, sir.
had some super fights. We
Yes,
had
sir.
Benavidez, Plant, we even had Davis and Garcia. You know what I'm saying? We just been getting fight after fight after fight. We
J-
just had
Josh
Inouye,
Taylor, Josh Taylor, and Teofimo Lopez.
Teofimo Lopez. It's just, man, the list goes on and on, man. So this has been a very beautiful year of boxing. Man, and Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Oh my God, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh my Jesus.
Yes,
But
sir.
but yeah, man, this fight, man, and for people that don't know, bro, this Undisputed in this welterweight division, man, is very historical, man. You got guys back in the day, Donald Curry. You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, number one, undisputed. We had Ray Leonard, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? And we had Lloyd Hunnigan,
Mm.
undisputed. We had Spinks, undisputed. We had Zab Judah. I think Zab Judah was the last one to be undisputed. And if we being honest, man, it really should have been Baltimore after that, and it should have been Floyd after Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? That really how it should have been, but with the belts getting moved and weird shit happening in boxing, it just didn't go down like that. But yeah, man, this is about to be the next undisputed champion, man, and shit, over 10 years in welterweight division. So man, I'm for one, man, I'm super excited, bro. Um, I've been waiting on this fight. All the fans been waiting on this fight for a long time. And man, boxing guys is blessing us with it, bro. So this is a beautiful fight, man. And how you feel before we get into who we think gonna win, and you know what I'm saying, how you feel how you feel now that the fight is happening and it's like less than 48 hours, 72 hours away, bro. 72 hours.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Like you said, I've been anticipating this fight for quite a few years now, and Terrence Crawford, man, I've been following Terrence Crawford since he was an amateur, and I've been lobbying for Terrence Crawford before anybody knew who he was. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. I had a video about Terrence Crawford. This was probably in 2010, 2011, and I'm so mad because I was dealing with the shorty at the time. I made the video on her laptop, but I put it on my channel. But I ended up deleting the video by mistake. And when I stopped dealing with the shorty, and she wouldn't. The video was still on her laptop, and I wanted to put it up because I wanted to claim the fame. Like, hey man, I knew Terrence Crawford before anybody, but I can't. A couple people seen the video on my channel. A couple people seen it. Some people know about it, and I can't even. But the point I'm trying to make is my love for Terrence Crawford as a fighter, as a boxer, has stretched back all the way to that man was an amateur, and I knew that he was going to be great then. I knew that he was going to be great when he became professional. So my anticipation for this fight of Terrence Crawford cementing his greatness.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like I'm there doing it with him. That's how. So this fight for me is a special fight for me because this is a dude that I followed for. I mean, we talking about over a decade of following his career, from the bottom to the top. So for me, this fight means a lot to me because I feel like I'm right there with him. I feel like I'm right there with him. So this fight to me feels special. Feels special.
Yeah, man. And it's so crazy that you say that, bro, because just like on the flip side, I've been following ERROL Spence for a long time, bro. Like a long time. Like I remember even when he was, in the amateurs, fighting in the Olympics, and he was fighting like, I remember this one dude in the Olympics, he had like a certain type of style, like he had real fast hands. I was like, dang, like he lost to the dude in the Olympics. I was like, man, if he fight a guy with fast hands like that in the pros, that might be his what's that thing that his kryptonite, you know what I'm saying? But
yes, sir.
He came out, man, we all know, the Floyd Mayweather story. And I think that would make people kind of pay a little bit more attention to him. But man, since he had like 5 fights in the pros, I've really been watching him. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, man, this dude really came a long way. Like I remember I was really just petitioning for him to get his shot in the IBF. I watched him go up all the rankings of the IBF. Like I watched Kell Brook try to run up to fight Triple G, try to do everything he could not to fight him. And I'm just like, man, Spence. And so just to see what he's done, man, Strap sees he been calling, he been speaking it, believing it, and just getting all these belts. I'm like, dang, bro, he's exactly what I thought he was. And I was telling everybody from back in the day, man, like, bro, this dude is a dog. Like, 8 years ago, I was like, man, this dude is the truth. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog. He's a dog in that ring. Outside the ring, I don't know. But inside the ring, he a dog. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of traits about him outside I didn't really like, but I was just like, I don't know, it's a little iffy, But I ain't here to say anything negative about the brother. I think the dude's a hell of a fighter. And the crazy thing about it is, bro, when I got hip to Crawford, my boy Wayne Talk was he was putting us on Crawford, talking about, man, because Crawford had got a fight with Gamboa, right? And at the time, Gamboa had been off for a year, but they had the same exact record, same exact knockouts. And at the time, Gamboa just so happened, along with Timothy Bradley, was my favorite fighter. And so I'm just like, man, he ain't beating no Gamboa, bro. Gamboa's like Baby Tyson. He's not beating. Then they had a sparring match where Gamboa like kind of beat the shit out of him in a sparring match. Like they was having a hard sparring match. So I was overly confident that Gamboa was gonna beat him in the pros. And when they fought, the first 4 rounds was going how I envisioned it to go. I'm like, okay, this Gamboa, this is my boy, right? And when he must have clipped Crawford, oh man, all hell broke loose. And Crawford stopped my boy Gamboa, and I was just like, man, you know what? Real boxing fan, I fucks with Crawford now. Even he beat my favorite fighter. I fuck with him. I'm watching him. I'm not picking against him because I wasn't picking against my guy that he beat. So I need to see somebody beat him, before I pick against him too, because it's just not, I need to see that. I can't just, I'm not into really giving free wins like that, especially when it comes to elite opposition. And he worked his way up, and then I saw how Pacquiao tried to duck him and stuff, and I was just like, oh man, this dude, he must be the real deal, because I ain't, Pacquiao, they on the same stage when he ain't trying to fight him. Like, oh my gosh. But man, initially, I had going like just leading up, if they ever had fought, I always had Spence beating them all the way up into the car crash. I'm be honest. It's getting tight. We're gonna transition into the fight real quick. I had Spence beating this man up into the car crash. When the car crash happened, I said, "Oh man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's damn near a coin flip." But when he got into when Spence got into another accident, I said, "You know what? The body, from my position, Spence body, and he's taking a lot of damage, bro. Like just." Outside the ring, he's taking a lot of physical damage. You know what I'm saying? With his teeth, he worried about his teeth, and his partials might get knocked out, that type of shit. Like I think, and it did something to me. For me, it did something to Spence mentally, right? And then when you look at how long he's had how long his layoff has been, I'm just like, man, I pick Crawford now to edge him. Originally, I had Spence winning, but after the 2 accidents, man, I got Crawford. I'd be lying if I didn't say Crawford. I got Crawford edging him in this fight. And I still think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I don't think Spence is gonna lay down by far. This shit may be Hagler Hearns, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit may be fucking James Toney and Roy Jones. You know what I mean? This is gonna be a fight, man. This shit might look like Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. You know what I mean? It might look like Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello. Like it just this is man.
This is one of them fights where you wish it could be 15 rounds, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But
one of those fights.
But this is also one of them fights that might not go 12.
That's very true.
It might not go 12 because both guys, bro, are capable of not even with Spence with the injury. Both guys are capable of knocking each other out. It's gonna come down to who wins the battle in the gym. Who's better prepared? Who's better focused? Who's clicking on all cylinders? You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna come down to they training preparation. And gosh, man, it's such a good fight, bro. It's one of them fights, man. You can't say 100% either way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you being honest, like you just being completely unbiased, you can't say 100% either way. Both of these guys are very proven. Their mettle is proven. You know what I'm saying? They both has fought elite competition. They both has fought the top competition in the division. And Crawford did it in multiple divisions, which is another plus on his end. And I don't think the size, like I don't think it really is a major size difference with these guys. I know people keep trying to say like Spence is bigger, but when has size ever mattered with Crawford? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Like I think I just think his boxing, his ring IQ is higher, bro. I think Crawford ring IQ is a little higher than Spence's.
I think Crawford is the smaller man, but I think he's the bigger dog.
Yeah, but see now this is what's gonna get interesting with me, bro. Where you go? Okay. What's gonna get interesting with me is I know Crawford is a great inside fighter. He's good at fighting on the inside, like in close range, but Spence is a great body puncher and good at fight, especially if he got you on the ropes. It's gonna be interesting how they see how that fight goes when they're by the ropes. And one of them, and say Crawford is backed up against the ropes. I want to see how he deals with Spence, especially with his body attack. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this: do you think Spence is going to be willing to trade a headshot for a body shot? Because you gotta go. Because if you want to, because in order to get to the body, you gotta go through the fire.
I will say. Not too many if it's in the mouth. You know, I think not too. If it's in the mouth, not too many, bro. If it's in the eye, not too many. But I think he'll take some shot. He'll take one to give one, but I don't think he's gonna make the fight that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's gonna be the game plan. Like okay, let me take a couple to get him on, you know what I'm saying, to get him on the ropes on the inside and do my body work. And I know, you know, just to get it going, I might get caught. I just don't think he's going with the injuries he suffered, like the eye, the retina, you know, like it's so many things about if this shit didn't happen, like if the eye tear retina didn't happen, the teeth situation, the accident, like if these wasn't available and you ask me that question, I'd be like, hell yeah, he'll take one and give one. But with those things in hand, you know what I'm saying, with his mouth and his partials and his eye, like I don't know. I don't know if he will employ that strategy.
Yeah, I think that Spence there's two Spences, in my opinion. There's two versions of them.
I agree.
Is the version that fought Mikey Garcia,
yeah,
and then is the version that we all came to love, Errol Spence. Is those two versions of Spence. The Spence when he was killing motherfuckers dead, man down, the man down Spence, and then the Spence that fought Mikey Garcia. Is those two versions of Spence. The thing is which Spence is going to show up? That's my only question of Spence. Which one is going to show up? Because that's going to determine.
Which version do you think it was when he fought Kell Brook?
That was man down Spence.
Okay. Now, I think the man down Spence is gonna show up, but the thing about it is, and even if you look at the Kell Brook fight, I had Kell Brook winning the first half of that fight. I had Kell Brook outboxing Spence, and then this is pre-car accident Spence. Yeah. I had him outboxing him the first half of that fight, and I saw Spence going towards the middle rounds, getting into the later round, adjusting, making the proper adjustments, and his work rate never slowed down. And he was able to overcome and stop Kell Brook, I think like in the 11th round. But I feel like if Brook can outbox him, then I believe Crawford can outbox him as well. But the thing is, Crawford is not as big as Brook, but I don't think that really matters. You know what I'm saying? Because it never mattered with Floyd either. Like, it didn't matter if he was bigger than him or not, he can still outbox you because he's just that good. I think with Crawford, he's just that good. I think, especially if Crawford comes straight out southpaw, which I think he is, I can't see Crawford going more than one round orthodox against Spence. And I think if he does, it will be a mistake. I think the longer and this is what I see. Just like with when you seen Leonard fought Hagler. Hagler came out, he didn't switch, he came out orthodox. And Hagler's a natural southpaw, but he didn't switch southpaw until like the third round. You know what I'm saying? So Leonard kind of piled up a two round, lead going into the third round just because of how Hagler came out. Now, I think with Crawford, he should just come out. I think he should come. In my opinion, if I'm his trainer, I'm saying, man, go straight at him with southpaw. Go straight at him. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Don't even play.
Why you feel like he should do that?
Because I feel like he fights his best at southpaw. I feel like when he goes southpaw, he goes to another gear. I feel like he turns it up a notch. He's more comfortable. But I think he's gauging his opponent's skill set when he's at orthodox to see if he even needs to turn it up, or can he just beat him and you know what I'm saying, and at their level. But if they come and try to show resistance, he's gonna be like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let me turn southpaw on your ass, and it's time to get busy. And I think that because I don't even know if Spence ever fought a southpaw. He was supposed to with Pacquiao, but I don't know if he ever fought one. And I think that, and I know for a fact he ain't never fought one. If he has fought one, he hasn't fought one nearby on the caliber of no Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be interesting to see how Crawford comes out. But I think the more he fights Spence in an orthodox stance, the more advantage it gives Spence. But I think if he just goes southpaw, he knows it gives him a better advantage. I just feel like he's more comfortable. But like I said, I can't see him fighting orthodox more than one round. Remember, I said that. I can't see him fighting more than one round.
Isn't Spence a southpaw, right?
Yeah, he's a southpaw.
Now Crawford has a great straight right and a mean left hook.
For sure.
I mean, those are the two shots that are considered southpaw weakness, southpaw susceptible shots, right? Yeah. So, I mean,
straight right hand.
I believe that the left hook is going to be the punch. I'm going to say that now. I believe that the left hook, mark my words, the left hook, I believe, is going to be the punch that is going to change this fight and it's going to change it for the worse for Errol Spence.
Yeah, hey, look, I would have to agree with you, and I also think, do you remember that punch that Crawford had caught Kell Brook with? That ended up it was like a sneaky quick one. It was an inside sneaky. It happened so fast. It was so quick on the inside.
Was that a left hook? What was that?
I don't know.
Shot? What kind of?
I can't remember what kind of shot it was because it happened so fast, man. It was inside. It was just like it seemed like maybe a cross. It was like a cross punch, but it was so sneaky and fast. Kell Brook never saw it coming. And when you compare Kell Brook's eyes and Spence's eyes, there are very similarities. And the inside fighting, I think, if it's not Spence doing his body work and he get caught with that type of shot he just don't see in his eye, that may, just change the whole trajectory of the whole fight. And shit. I think that like a punch like that and like the right cross, a hook, may be the punch that may stop Spence in this fight. You know what I'm saying? That may be one of them punches, a cross. It could be a right cross or a left cross, or it could be a hook, maybe a right hook that may put Spence away. You know what I'm saying? Maybe follow up with some additional combinations, with a hook or something. But that the eye retina, man, the tear, and Crawford is too smart, bro. He's so smart, bro. He's so smart, and he can take a punch. Like, you don't really see him getting hurt. Who get hurt? Gamboa. Who else? Oh, you know what I'm saying? You want to say what's the boy trying to say? Knock him down.
Green Machine.
Mean Machine. Yeah, Mean Machine. Come
Machine.
on. But he's, like, hey, if you saying that's enough, like, nah, bro. Like, that ain't, if we out of all the fight, what Crawford like, what, 36, 38 and 0?
I think he about 38 and 0. Yeah,
I think he about 38 and 0. So out of all Crawford fights, we can only think about 2 instances where he's even been caught and hurt. And look at the result of those 2 fights.
And also I think that, like, it's a lot of emphasis put on being hurt, right? And it's not enough emphasis put on recovering.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a lot of the times I notice a lot of people talk about, because I've had this debate with jokers where they talk about, like, Crawford can be hurt, but how about let's talk about Crawford can recover from being hurt,
right?
And he can recover quickly. I think, like, that's an ability too. That is a strength to be able to recover from being hurt. Floyd Mayweather had that ability very well. People talked about him being hit by Shane Mosley, by Zab, by DeMarcus Corley. People talk about they'll point that out as a negative. But how about let's point out the positive, that he was able to recover quickly and get back in a fight.
And close in the fight stronger too. Not to cut you off, but in that round that he got hurt in, stronger than the opponent.
So that same thing applies to every fighter, and it applies to Crawford. Yes, he's been hurt before, but he also recovered and still won the fight, and still won the fight by stoppage. So all of the fights I believe that he was hurt in, he stopped the fighters that hurt him. No doubt. we gotta. That gotta matter too.
Yeah,
that has to go into account.
It does, because I think I want to say when Crawford got hurt by Gamboa, he dropped Gamboa the same round. Like, it was like, and Gamboa saw he hurt him, and he tried to come on strong, and it seemed like he gets madder. He's like one of those fighters, in both of them, in him and Floyd. Like, those fighters that get knocked down. And they be like, hey, man, they actually dangerous. Now they just got knocked down. Like, how they be, oh, man, some fighters that get knocked down, they hurt, they more dangerous now. You know what I'm saying? They get more mad. But see, with these 2 guys, they don't get knocked, like Floyd and Crawford, they don't get knocked down. But when they get hurt, they get active.
It's like you wake them up.
Yeah, that wakes them up and say, okay, let's go to the next level. Let's go to game plan B. You know what I'm saying? They got a plan A, plan B, plan C, and it's like sometimes they don't never have to go to plan B or C. You know what I'm saying? But they got D, E, and F too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But usually they just got plan A. Usually, does the job. You know what I'm saying? But I think Crawford definitely turns up when he get hurt, bro. He definitely turns up when he get hurt. If in the event he wins, what do you think he does? You think he rematches? If it's decisive.
I think if who wins? Crawford?
If Crawford wins and it's decisive, what do you think he does? If Spence wins and it's decisive, what do you think he does?
Well, I just read recently that Spence said after this fight, he's going to 154 regardless.
Really?
And yes, and they said that they can have the and I guess it was something like they can have the rematch if Spence wins. Yeah, they can have the rematch, but it's going to have to be at 154. Like he's going to run 54 regardless of something like that. That's what they said. I think if Crawford wins, he goes to 154. I think that he goes to 154, and I think that he's going to fight Jermell Charlo.
I like to see that. I can see that. Do you think that? So you think no matter who wins, the belts is gonna get dispersed?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think there's gonna be a rematch. I think after this fight, I don't believe that there's gonna be a rematch. I don't think nobody's gonna activate the rematch.
I think if it ends, if it's competitive and it's controversial, or if it's just fucking competitive and it goes to a decision, especially a split decision or a draw, it's definitely a rematch coming. But if it's a decisive winner, I don't see a rematch either. If it's some type of shit where somebody just got caught flush, it wasn't like he was just getting his ass beat, but he just got caught with something he didn't see, it could potentially be a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Potentially, but just for the money aspect of it, I think, depending on how the outcome, but the outcome of the fight is going to really determine what each fighter does. I would love to see the winner of the fight at least defend his shit one time. Like I would love to see him in a perfect world. The winner of Spence and Crawford, I would love to see the winner fight a Keith Thurman, Jerron Ennis winner, and after that fight, if he beats that person, moves up and fight Jermell Charlo for Undisputed. In a perfect world, that would be especially for Crawford. Because if Crawford do that, man, you can't tell me shit about no motherfucking Terrence Crawford, bro. I actually would consider rating him higher than Floyd if he were to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes, 140, 147, 154. And he's actually he got Spence on his resume, Charlo on his resume, and a Ennis or a Thurman. Like, what can you say? So
I tell you one thing, I said it'd be hard to argue any different, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It would be hard because the undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147, undisputed at 154. I think
in a 4-belt era.
I think at that point that wouldn't even be an argument. You would kind of have to put him above Floyd. You would have to.
That shit, man, that shit would be amazing, bro. And I'm rooting. And you know what? I want to see both brothers do great. They already done great things. They both already. I know Crawford for sure. If Spence beats Crawford, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer for certain. But Crawford, I think he might be a first ballot Hall of Famer right now, honestly. Whether, you know what I'm saying?
Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw. So that'll just add to Spence's legacy if he were to defeat him. But with Crawford, man, and you talking about top 5 all ATG status, becoming undisputed in 3 weight classes in a 4-belt era, and we talking about in the span of say the fight happened next year, he became undisputed, I believe, in 2017. So that'd be 8, 9, 21, 4, like in the span of 7 years, undisputed in 3 weight classes. That's unheard of. That's like some Henry Armstrong type shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's some unheard of stuff, man. But
so who you got, man? Who you got?
I got Crawford. Now,
Now,
in this day and age, when this video is recorded, I got Crawford. Straight up, I got Crawford. I'm edging. If somebody put a gun in my head, I had to put money on it. I gotta go with Crawford. And I like Spence. I'm talking about I didn't went to Vegas and bet big money on Spence, bro. Thousands on Spence. I had bet money on the Brook fight. But I just can't ignore reality of what a person has endured in their life. And plus another thing aside from the accidents, aside from the eye injury, the mouth stuff, I think Crawford's discipline is a little different. You know what I'm saying? I see Errol Spence rolling around with Yellow Busy, and I seen him getting drunk and stuff. I ain't never seen Crawford drunk. I ain't never seen Crawford really kind of out of pocket. I see him with his family. I see him boxing. With his family, he boxing. You know what I'm saying? His focus seems like a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, on point. But I think Spence focus is on point as well, though. Like lately, it seemed like Spence kind of, you know, he's taking this fight very serious. But I just think, you know, in longevity wise, like Crawford has been a more consistent, disciplined fighter, if that makes sense. Like just in all around, like, you know, because at the end of the day,
Crawford trains all year round.
Right. And
I actually think Crawford, man. I mean, I think he's gonna stop Spence. I think that he since he's moved up the welterweight, he has stopped every single welterweight he has faced. I'm talking about all sizes, like not just
in styles,
big, different styles, different heights, different widths, different everything. He has stopped them. So I mean, I think that this fight right here is the climax. So I believe this. It has to be a stoppage. It has to be. That's all. It has to be.
His ability to adapt to any style and stop any style at welterweight, like he's shown, that's something different, bro. That's something different. Because
I tell you what though, real fast. I'm sorry to cut you.
Go ahead.
I tell you what though, if the Spence that fought Mikey Garcia shows up, the fight will go the distance.
I agree.
If the Spence that fought Mikey Garcia shows up, if we get that version, the fight goes the distance. If we get man down Spence, he's getting stopped.
Yeah, I think if the Spence that fought Sean Porter, that fight, that's the Spence that may be able to give Crawford a run for his money. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree.
Yeah, I can see that. But you know. But you talking about, man, the Crawford, man. Crawford he looked good every fight, bro. Like he just looked damn near flawless every fight, and he's giving you the ultimate conclusion every fight. Every fight, he's giving you the ultimate conclusion.
Yes, he is.
No doubt. Who won? Without a doubt. Amir Khan, stoppage. Mean Machine, stoppage. Brook, stoppage. Horn, stoppage. Porter, stoppage. It don't matter. Whoever put him in, Ebenezer, stoppage. He's giving you the full conclusion, bro. And
Benavidez, stoppage.
Benavidez.
Remember, he stopped Benavidez in the 12th round.
He did. In
the 12th round.
That was nasty, bro. That was nasty. He stopped Brook early. I didn't even see that, bro. Yeah. Brook was in shape. Like man, you know. But man, we gonna see, man. That's an interesting one, man.
Yes, it is.
Let's so inadvertently, man, we both picking Crawford. I would assume we both picking Crawford.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Crawford.
So that's a no-brainer, man.